10 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Evil geniuses turn to pick.
Brewmaster!
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Hello everyone and welcome back. It's the Dota Pit here, and we got a matchup, a small series if you will, between Evil Geniuses taking on Power Rangers. We're in game number 2 now of this 2-game series. EG, man, looked really good in game number 1. Power Rangers, even with the back of their Ditya Clinks, unfortunately couldn't pull it together, and it came down to proper teamfight execution. Evil Geniuses, man, they got their number, and now it's on Power Rangers to kind of bounce back as we move servers as well into Luxembourg. Bringing you the coverage, of course, is going to be myself, Kyle Guy. Joining me remotely once again, it's going to be Trout. Trout, my friend. EG looked damn good in number 1. Power Rangers, what do you think they could do differently in this one to try to even things up? Maybe pull out a different game plan, or what are you thinking?
I think just not get so antsy. Like in the mid game, if we saw they were in a good position early on, despite not doing too well in the mid lane. Arteezy just really performed well as usual in mid, but they were in a good spot. I think they got a little overzealous with their ganks, as we saw time and time again. They were kind of diving past towers, or diving near towers. That one, especially up top in the beginning, where they dove fear, and it took them a long time to commit. They were like, "You go, no, you go, no, you go." It was like Ogre talking, but with like his team and his other head. And they couldn't decide, and that little bit of indecision just took too much time, and it gave Evil Genius time to respond. And actually, the Earthshaker pickup was really good there, because it's one of the better heroes to help disengage a team fight, to help you reset it and get things on an even keel.
And we'll see if that's something they fall back on again. As the draft does progress, of course, it's going against EG. You got to make sure Jakiro is somehow involved in the first 2 bans. We've seen all through Starlighter the freaking ridiculous amounts of punishment they can do with it. And, of course, Death Prophet will have to go. So, with that said, that still leaves a Razor on the field. If this could be a Brewmaster in the hands of Fear, we could see Arteezy play it again. It seems to be one of his top 2 go-tos besides the Death Prophet, as we saw in the last game. And they also get rid of the Doom. Or they don't get rid of the Doom. They pick up the Doom. They pick it up pretty early here, interestingly enough. And I don't know how much of a true counter he possesses against these 2 heroes. I mean, yeah, given if you Doom Ogre, he pretty much turns into a creep with a club. And Io, as weak as he is, can also run into a lot of trouble with it. But I just still feel like it's a little early to grab up this Doom. For bans, though, they get rid of that Skywrath Mage and, of course, the Tidehunter. So Mag will not have the benefit from greeting his Tidehunter once more. They get rid of the Ditya Slark. And then there's going to be the Razor ban actually out by EG's side. That's interesting.
Yep, and it's my assumption is it's going to be a brew up for Fear, because Arteezy, excuse me, never usually plays that hero.
Yeah.
So, and like you mentioned, Doom, if he ultis the Ogre, he turns into a creep with a club. It's kind of like the story for every hero, like creep with a sword, or a creep with a electric rod, or whatever. Creep with a totem. That's Earthshaker. It's a really good
team pick.
Creep with balls.
Yeah, nice.
At least you got balls.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Can't say the same about Legion Commander, though.
Well.
Or can we? Anyways. They are also going to ban the Lycan. I like this ban because if Fear is going to be the one to kind of set the pace in the mid game, create space, and be that bouncer, that usually, and he's not going to play it in the mid lane, that means Arteezy could play something a lot more greedy in the mid lane, like Lycan. Like, you know, I would have said Naga if this was a little while ago, but I haven't seen him play Naga a lot recently. Just kind of play someone who could be more core, or someone who is able to just kind of build up with a, with a bit of farm early and be a real nuisance down the road.
Sure, yeah. With the they have Doom for offlane presumably, Brew top, or sorry, bottom. Farming. I would think again, kind of range, like Lycan's banned out here. That would have been good, as you mentioned. Yeah. Thinking a ranged hero, but what are the ranged heroes that RTZ play in May that aren't DP, that aren't
Wind
Ranger? Actually, Wind Ranger wouldn't be bad here, but
I don't know. I don't think it's a PA game either, unless you're.
Wind Ranger is actually so good in mid too. Oh, that hero's so good in mid.
I know he played it for quite a while, and other teams have been experimenting with it. I mean, the Wind Ranger support is never going to be what it can be. So you got to definitely give it a little bit of that solo XP love, and whether it be in the off lane or mid lane position, and build into some high profile damage. So we'll have to see. But Bat Rider here going to be grabbed. Nice prominent offlaner. Lots of single target lockdown if you want to try to burst home someone like a Brewmaster before he can even get off his primal split. It works very nicely. Great initiator. And being on the Dire side as well is also huge, because now you always have that contention with Roche. If you're not getting it yourself, you're going to have EG constantly second guessing if there's a Bat Rider lingering nearby, ready to kind of steal it. So they got to make sure they have the wards online. They got to make sure they have a proper way to scout out. And they move on with another support here. It's going to be the Baton grab. So one of PPD's old tried and trues, if you will. Heavy babysitter, great to disrupt any sort of stun, and whether it be coming from the Ogre Magi's Fire Blast or, of course, now Bat Rider's Lasso. That's a great counter pick right there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them pick up CM again. CM was actually when Abaddon was first released and was picked up in competitive games a lot. I don't know if you remember this. Oh, Darkseer. So this is going to be a Jungle Doom? Is this going to be a Jungle Doom offlane Darkseer? I don't know. Interesting stuff. So that would be my initial guess, but who knows?
The only other thing I could think of, and I've seen other teams slowly do it, maybe twice before, is they do Darkseer in like a position 4, and they've done a dual lane setup. I believe one game I remember was even a Faceless Void Darkseer off lane on the Dire side, and they'd actually hit it home pretty nicely, even against the tri-lane setup. It just proved to be too troublesome. But more than likely, it could still be like a Zai Doom, and Universe could still be playing as Darkseer. It's just weird to see Darkseer grab behind this early if it is the off lane, because typically it seems to be a lot more situational. Darkseer needs a lot of levels. He needs to get up his vacuum, and as well as Ion Shell, plus a couple levels in Surge, and then maybe a level 2 in Wall before he makes that huge team impact. So outside of that, he's finding reliable farm with his Ion Shell, but he also wants to be harassing nicely, and he can only do that if maybe they have like a melee core in that safe lane position. So without seeing a melee core as it is, only melee actually being Ogre, it's just weird. It definitely perks my interest a bit as far as having a Darkseer right now.
I mean, maybe Arteezy is just going to man up and play the Brewmaster for once. Who knows?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is, they're sitting pretty right now. I mean, if we're looking at the stats, which I don't mind looking at right now, of course, for the Dota pit. The current standings here in Group A. Evil Genius is now sporting a 6-1 record with that previous win, and this is going to, of course, leave Power Rangers at 1-6. So they're pretty far out of the mix. I don't want to say it's a throwaway game, but Evil Genius are sitting pretty right now. I imagine they are going to still pull for the win, but if they want to start kind of flexing their draft muscles a bit, that could be the case.
Evil Genius's
I mean, now it actually sounds weird, but now is a good time to actually experiment and try things when you can get away with it. Yeah. Like, why not? Feel some things out. You can learn a lot from games like this. And,
that's it. Oh yeah, there's the flexing right there. That is a Zai Huskar grab.
Yeah, he might even go mid. They might even do. God, I don't know. Yeah, they might. I've seen Arteezy go Jungle Doom before, but we'll see. Don't even. I'm not even gonna try to frickin' predict
it's EG.
Right now. Yeah.
When they're comfortable, they feel good, they're confident. They're going to start pulling out. They're going to pull out some spicy stuff, and I can't wait to see what this Huskar is going to do. He's big. He's a big boy. Bring a lot of pain, even against someone like a Bristleback. So we'll see how the Huskar works, and if it pulls out a a big performance here. Maybe it's something EG consider throwing into their arsenal of drafts. But for now, we do get game underway. This is game number 2 of the 2-game series here between EG taking on Power Rangers here in Dota Pit, of course sponsored by Sennheiser. But we'll lead off our introductions here for EG. It's going to be Fear playing Brewmaster. He's already migrating towards the mid lane area. Out in front of him, though, it is Arteezy. He's going to be playing Doom. In your off-lane position, it is indeed going to be the Universe off-lane Darkseer. And if this is a core bristleback, which it looks like it is, he is not going to have an easy time against this Ion Shell, and he knew that. He should know that because they picked the bristle after this Darkseer. Anyways, bottom lane, it's going to be PPD on one of his favorites, the Abaddon, and right next to him, of course, it's going to be Zai playing the safe lane farming Huskar.
Yep, and for Power Rangers, we got Cheshire Cat playing the Viper, Dityara playing that bristleback, Soneko. Is that how you say Soneko?
I say Soneko.
Okay, Soneko playing the Wisp again. ESFX TV playing the Ogre, and then Mag, the stand-in, playing the Batrider.
All right. So now it's going to be a 2-1-2 laning setup, it looks like, for now, from both teams, unless Arteezy does find himself in the jungle, which looks like it could be the case. He's scouting out the top rune, but it's Ogre. He's there. He's already ready to bounce it on up. Don't even try to come for this rune, buddy. It is going to be the Illusion rune, which he's still camping. Bounty rune's going to be left for Mag on his offlane Batrider. So that's a nice little start for him, as he's going to have not a too shabby matchup either. I mean, this Batrider is going to be going against Abaddon and Huskar. Now, I don't see Huskar played very often as it is, but I'd imagine going against a Batrider should still have a little bit of leverage there. Though with PPD nearby with that shield, I don't know if Batrider's going to get a kill, but I don't think he's going to be bullied out of the lane too easily. What do you think? It's a matchup I'm not too familiar with. Well, with
the Photic shield, it's not going to be an issue in this bottom lane for Zai. Then they're just harassing him out of lane, so he probably won't get too much experience. This is a good lane for EG, I think.
Okay.
And I think they picked up Huskar too, just for the general. Viper is doing mostly a lot of magic damage. Ogre is all magic damage. Bat's all magic damage. Wisp is all magic damage. The only one that's not magic damage is a Bristleback. So unless you get a ton of stacks of those Quill Sprays, you're really not taking much damage, and that's one of the strengths of Huskars against magic damage-based lineups.
I like this mid lane. Fear on his Brew did the value point in Drunken Haze, and against someone like Viper, I think it works. Viper doesn't have a lot of easy creep farming techniques. It's more just kind of the last hits and making him connect. And when Drunken Haze out there, even at just a value point of level 1, it's like, what, 40% chance? So it's a coin flips chance you can even get the CS you want or the last hit and harassment you want. So Fear's feeling pretty comfortable here. I like the value pickup against others who can kind of farm up creeps regardless, like maybe like a Shadow Fiend, maybe not valued there, but I like it here.
Yeah, he's 4-1 compared to 5-1 for Fear, and normally this is a lane that's thought to be pretty damn in favor of Viper. So, yeah, it seems to be working out nicely for him. Bottle's coming out here shortly for Fear, although it is now 700 gold. It's going to take him a little bit longer than usual, but...
Thank you, Ice Frog.
Yep.
You have raised the price of your damn water. So, looks like for now, Fear scouting it out a bit, but they have early movement. They get up that nice little regen at the top, and Ogre and Wisp will walk hand in hand to the top lane. So Wisp being side with Bristle. This is a tactic that Alliance pulled out against their game against Secret in the Summit 2 that I watched. And Bristle, man, he turned into a crazy late game core. Starting off early, he just got a few tank abilities here and there. Maybe he'll get like a reliable pipe or something. But once he starts bringing in like the AC and he starts dishing some pretty hefty right-click, and with Wisp by his side, he is durable as all hell, and he can do a lot of damage. The question is if he's going to have the time to get up there. I mean, Huskar himself can also do a lot of work. I don't know, man. What do you mean? Do you have any thoughts on like a core Bristleback and how much it can make an impact in this kind of a game?
I mean, yeah, he does do a lot of damage. And it's physical damage too, which is nice, but I mean, look at EG's lineup. They have essentially like almost 5 cores. Like Abaddon is almost a core in the sense that you can't really kill him easily. Like,
yeah, like a Wraith King.
He can hold his own in fights, especially when he gets level 6. They're all ridiculously hard to kill, and on top of that, they also have heals and shields coming out. A mech will come out in Universe relatively early, so like the burst damage is not going to be enough from PR at all. They have mobility on their side. That's one of the key things. They have good mobility with Batrider to Wisp, but yeah, if they're not going to get kills early on and kind of spread the map, I think EG, once they get their core items, they can just kind of like run at PR. So the key items are like obviously Blink on Bat and an early Ags on Viper is going to be key here, I think. Having the long range multiple nukes of your ult is going to be really good in these team fights.
No, I agree. Top lane, we're seeing a bit of a dive right now as they look to make a go here on Universe. There's also a rumble in the jungle, but for now we'll keep our eyes here. It's PBD who gets a nice early rotation, and he's already at the 8 of Universe, and this is going to go to nothing. So a lot of commitment to not get a hold of this pesky Darkseer. It's PPD who is making it work with nice defense, and you see Mag here in the jungle just harassing Arteezy. He's been so for like the last 30 seconds, taking away this farm and just keeping him back with those stacks alone. And now he's just taking away all that farm. So Arteezy, who had to share the jungle also briefly with Universe prior to that engagement on top lane, he's having a hard time finding a real home for this Doom and building up some early farm. He's at 12-1, which is, it's okay, but not really where you like to be on a Doom, I'd have to say. Still moving around a lot.
There's a haster on Arteezy, actually, and he just picked up an Orb of Venom. Good, you want to dive this?
He's got Scorched Earth up. He's not even shooting out any right clicks yet. He doesn't want to risk Fear getting caught up, but he will catch up. He's going to commit for it. No Primal Split yet. He's only level 5, but Scorched Earth the run and even a little Hadouken there, and they actually get the kill. Nice chase down coming out from EG. That haste. Just when I thought things were going too great for Arteezy, he walks right into a nice little rune, and they make it work in the mid lane, take down Cheshire Cat.
Yeah, and Zaya is free farming, whereas Mag, he doesn't have to actually... No, yeah, they tried to stack the hard camp, but it failed. So he's not going to have too many stacks to work with. And he's only level 5 with not very much gold on his name. Yeah, I don't know, man. Again, this comes back to just EG's lineup being so tanky.
Yeah.
It's going to be so hard for them to kill anybody. Like,
hard to break down,
yeah.
You got 2 lives on a Batten, Primal Split on Fear, Darkseer's got Surge, Huskar. I mean, he gets harder to kill the lower you get him. And Doom, that's probably your best option, but Doom's already a big boy in his own right. And if he builds up utility, let's say he ends up being like the mech holder, if it's not going to be Universe, which I don't see either of them progressing that area yet, but still, just a very durable team that's going to take a lot of punishment and just keep fighting. So it's going to take a lot of proper focus from PR, and last game we didn't see that kind of a focus, so EG looking to take advantage of that, it looks like.
They pinged out the Viper, who's running amok in the jungle here. Interesting movement from him. Oh, there's an ult from Zai bottom. He actually might be in trouble, though.
Oh, he's like, I'm not done with that bat, but the bat is able to swiftly fly away, and now attention's on him. He's got 2 stacks already. He can flow another. There it is. They might be able to run down Zai. He's going to need some help. Rotation, but it's not going to be there. They quickly just get a hold of him, and Zai gets a bit overzealous. It looks like making a jump there on bat, but there's help on the way. And Power Rangers finally get themselves on the board 1 for 1 in a very calm game, I'd have to say. 2 kills, 6 minutes, 30 seconds in. It's pretty chill.
Yeah, Bristleback suspects something up here, and rightfully so. Fear is up here with an ulti ready to go. I'm sure he won't feel bad about using it on a solo Bristle, but if they dive too far and they have TPs ready, they can easily turn this. Even if it is an ultimate from Brew, you can actually kill those Broodlings pretty quickly if you get some stacks up onto your ult. Which he actually, oh, he's only level 5. Oh, he just hit 6. Okay.
Yep. Now he has the Warp Breath ready at the use. It looked like they might have considered an opportunity to make a dive for him. I mean, Wisp and Ogre both had used TPs, so they'd at least be on cooldown. But now they're about to be back up, so making an engagement now would be pointless because there would be at least 1 to 2 minimum PR rotations to top lane, so they're not going to go for it. PBD's finding a bit of solo farm, taking advantage of the empty mid lane, but can't really contest too much against Viper. Might be pressured now. They're looking to come in from above. Arteezy's still not level 6 with Doom, but it looks like Fear is just really ready to pull out that Primal Split, but they can't find an opening there. This ward right here gives a little bit of extra vision. Cheshire Cat's able to step back and resume farm in the mid lane.
It's a lot of wasted time by Fear.
Yeah.
He's going to delay his blink by quite a lot. If he farmed and just solely farmed for the last 2 minutes where he was running around, he'd be at like 1900 gold or so, give or take. So unfortunate for him, he wasn't able to find some openings with the ult. Really wanted to use it, but yeah, not able to connect.
It's going to be hard to kill now, too. I mean, Ogre's not going to be able to get anything done. With his Primal Split up and at the ready, he's just going to be a nuisance. And he's now heading towards the top, but he doesn't have mana now. And he runs right into Wisp and Ogre. And as I say, it's hard to take down. They might take him down. They will. Nice quick grab for them. Fear thinking he can make a go at the top rune where they did not have vision. It looks like they didn't see Ogre and Wisp there. He just kind of heads that way and into the open arms and gets taken down. Now PR ahead 2-1.
Vanguard finished for the Bristleback, so I'm guessing a Crimson Guard here, which is not, honestly it's not that good here, but it's still a good item. Like some games you see it where it's like, oh, there's Spectre or there's TB, Crimson Guard.
Razor. Razor's out of
Razor,
Storm.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's still a good item, but it's not one of those like you pick Bristleback so you get Crimson Guard in this game. Like it says, there's double TB up top.
Making a move, Ditya might not be able to get away from this one. I don't think so. Zai makes the jump, hits him right in the face, away from that Bristleback passive, and well, they managed to take down Ditya, so they exchange over his own life for that tier 1 tower. Not necessarily sure if it's worth it because Zai's the one to pick up that kill, so after he get picked off in the bottom lane, he got a big opening here, and he's going right for the armlet on this Huskar. He's going full man mode right away.
Yep, ulti coming out from Doom in mid. I actually don't think he gets this kill. Oh, he's got an Orb of Venom, though.
Oh, the Wisp is here, and they actually want to get him on RTZ. They blink forward, kidnap him, pull him right under the tower, and this is going to be the death of RTZ. PR grabbing another kill. Back and forth we go, Trout, through this game. Now PR ahead. 3 for 2 in top lane. It might not stop. Fear on the retreat. Primal Split was already used as he could not get a kill. It would look like it. Now he's on the run from Ditya, who is just throwing out the juice. This guy's got serious allergies.
You don't care about evasion, too.
Yeah,
don't
my
care.
quills are going to go through it. He is sweating for it. Fear, this is like the slowest, most torturous death I've ever seen in my life. He finally gets taken down. He's like, God, after 50,000 snots, I feel like crap. I need to take a shower.
I would.
Damn.
And there's the solo Roshan coming out for Zai, by the way.
Yep, there he goes. He's pretty low, though. That rush hits pretty hard. Woo! The arm attack.
If he gets stunned, he dies.
Oh
my God!
Yep,
he's dead.
How
can he not think that's not going to happen?
Trout, that just is not what you want to do.
I mean, how does he not think that's going to happen?
Oh, boy.
That's just silly. Silly stuff in Zai.
His silly banana. Him in his yellow color, just not making it work. And now PR like, what the hell happened here? It's down to half life. Oh.
What else left? This could be the ultimate bait, though. Maybe he dies, baits them into thinking, hey guys, Roshan's half HP, let's do it.
Yeah,
and then they all die.
That. Universe is near, but he doesn't know mana. I don't know if that's the case. I think easier just like, well, maybe we'll get it later. And they're not banking on the fact that PR is actually doing it themselves. Because PPD's close. He's like, nope, nothing to see here. Leaves. There's Roche taken down in the hands of Ditya. So thank you very much, Zai, for taking it down to half. We'll take it from here, says PR. And now Ditya has an extra life. How severe is that for them? Or do you think EG are still in good standing?
It's pretty big. I mean, Fear doesn't have his... Well, he's almost his blink, but it's pretty big because Huskar he's kind of picked for little quirky things like that, like owning in lane, owning against magic heroes, owning by taking Roshan by himself, but yeah, I don't know, that's not too good.
Yeah,
not too good
so
at
we'll
all.
see.
It must have been Lux server. I know Zai's from Europe, but it must have been Lux server.
All right, we'll go with that. And if you guys are just tuning in, of course, the first match was played on US East, which is obviously more of a benefit for EG. And with Dota Pit and how they run it, it's in a setup like this between these two teams, they will share servers. So on the second game, it's going to be the Lux server. So of course, EG slight disadvantage, maybe Universe as well, as he's lasted up in this mid lane. Here comes a relocate coming out from Ditya and Wisp, and they quickly take down the pointy-headed Fiend. And now, with this mid lane presence, they could add some pressure on this tier 1 and maybe go for their second tier 1 takedown of the game.
Yeah, that's the one thing I talked about with PR having a little bit on their side, was the mobility factor.
Oh, Fear can't get off his split early, and he gets actually fire blasted. Now gets it off on the chase in. The Doom is going to fly. Viper's going to fall, and now they turn back towards Mag, who's locked in place. Nice hook stop coming out there for him. RTZ's Doom, heal, rock, Crimson Guard. It's doing a little bit of work here, but not going to be enough as he does end up going down. Now RTZ on the back lines, healed up. Zai with very low life, still hanging about, but it looks like this will be a bit of a pullback from both teams. The trade-off shows that's an advantage for EG, 2 for none in their favor.
Yep, they didn't lose the Aegis at the very least, though, for PR. So if he wants to heal, and I thought he was going to suicide for it, but I think since he had just got it, it would have been kind of a mistake. So he still has that to work for him. As you mentioned, the Crimson Guard actually did do work in that fight. So
it's the Bears, I think. I think the 3 Bears,
yeah,
you know, they can't do a lot against that pesky shell.
They can't really huff and blow it, yeah.
Yeah, wait, no, that's pigs. That's pigs.
God damn it.
Bears are eating porridge. They're not blowing on houses. Right. It's all right. I was with you on that, though. I was like, I believe you. I'm like, yeah, they're not blowing it. Wait, what? Trout, what?
Oh, you're on top of your game, man. See, if it was anyone else, I could have just blown it. No pun intended, right over your head.
Oh, I like this guy. All right,
Yeah, okay.
Very nice work. Pushing on in though, Viper gets a few shots in on the Tier 1 tower mid, but doesn't want to take it down to precious deny range, so they'll just harass for now, keep their presence there, as it looks like for bottom lane they're going to have Mag kind of scout out this. Yeah, I got my Blink Dagger and my Lasso ready to go. Maybe we can make something happen. He's just kind of seeing if anyone's jungling up, but he doesn't know the actions behind him. Fear is smoked up, ready to go. They could get a nice flank play here on Mag if he's not careful. Oh my goodness, he's coming in right from behind. Yeah, Mag, you're in trouble. They're going to see him, but the nice quick blink gets him over, and they can't quite get it off in time. Oh, Drunken Haze slows him down, but he'll have the advantage of that cliff side here by the Roche pit, so they can't quite pursue that one. While PR continue to add pressure mid, are they going to be able to take down? No, to Glyph, last second. Here might be a defense coming out from EG though. Zaya's half-life, so that sports a little bit extra damage and attack speed for himself. Here's the chip. They do get the tower down, but will they pay for their life? They fire back. It looks like you get a save here from Wisp. Diving on through his Digya, trying to go toe-to-toe with Zaya, but Zaya's like, ha no, my friend. But he will have the last round stage. We'll be able to pop out here. Zaya's now going to get locked in his place. The balls come out, and well, he drops. Now it's going to be the wall taken out. Universe can't quite lock in their place long enough to get a lot of the wall. They overdive for him. They do almost take him down. Meanwhile, RTZ focus fire right now from Ditya. They right-click it home with him and Mag hand in hand. Already 3-for-1 trade here. J4 going to be able to TP away, but they get Mag. Nice lasso, pulls back PPD. Pulls out his shield. He has no borrowed time if he falls, but it's Fear adding pressure on Ditya on the backhand side. So Mag trying to make it work here on PPD. Wisp relocates back in, gets a hold of Mag. It looks like both Fear and PPD will make their escape, and PR managed to get the best of this trade for now, making it what looked like a 3-for-1 trade.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Plus the Aegis, of course.
Yeah, that's fine. You want to lose Aegis in fights like this, especially now that's only 5 minutes. So I think they were perfectly fine with that. I don't think that they thought it was going to take that long to take down Psy. That's one of the things of having a Huskar with an Abaddon on your team too.
Yeah.
And they actually were going to get that kill on Abaddon. His ulti was down, but the Firefly just subsided. So despite the relocate coming in to help out the Batrider to give him some extra mana, Firefly died and he kind of got caught on the cliff over there in that new ward spot, so he wasn't able to kill. This is going to be a tower push bottom though.
Yep. Looks like PR after the back end of that fight, they're going to continue to pressure up here, EG. They go for the last Tier 1 tower here on the mid lane. And they're looking to bring in a little bit extra income, which we can touch base with. It is PR ahead by about 4K as far as the advantage to them. Single net worth. It's Bristle at the top, 7,200. The next closest for EG is Fear's Brew at 5,400. So EG are at a little bit of an early disadvantage as far as farm goes. Probably more so because of the extra tower takedowns on the side of PR, but still, they're behind just a little bit here. This is PR's opportunity to really snowball and allow the Bristle to bring in more and more items. I mean, he already has that Crimson and he has near 1,800 gold. I'm curious to see what his next item investment might be.
For the Bristleback?
Yeah, for the Bristle.
I think Pipe would be the most obvious choice. Be really good for their team. All of their damage. Actually, I think all of their damage is magical. So if he gets a pipe and everyone gets a casual cloak on PR, oh, I hear a member of that. So.
Yeah, they grab Fear, they pull him up the high ground, but he quickly pulls out the split. Is that just kind of an ult for an ult right here? And they step back. It looks like that might be the case here. PR a little hesitant to engage. The tower's not in deny range yet, so but look, Shadow Panda forward, Cyclone throws up the Bristle. Still not enough to make the rest of EG kind of get involved here. It looks like maybe they're slowing them down because Universe is busy, top lane's still pushing. Same with RTZ in that jungle, so they will hand over the tower. But Fear's ultimate's down, so that's pretty big.
I would easily trade my Batrider ult for a Panda split.
Yeah.
Easily. RTZ does go for a Midas. It's a 17-minute Midas, so...
It's RTZ.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think it's fine. I mean, if they're able to just hold from the high ground, they have basically 4.5 cores, so
yeah,
it'll pay off in the long run. And that's when they're trying to execute this draft, is the long run. So, but yeah, pipe on to Ditya Ra. God, I keep wanting to say Dirty Ra. Dirty Ra.
I'm sure he's not Ditya though. Yeah, he's a player. Now linked up. Those right clicks going into town. He keeps that warpath nicely charged at 3. So he's dishing reasonable damage right now, 85 plus 40. This tower might end up falling here. Still EG not looking to get involved just yet. We already talked about how Darkseer really needs a lot before he can make that big team fight impact. And he's getting closer. He's about to go for his mechanism. He's getting about 300 gold outside from it, Universe, on the Darkseer. And he needs
really bad farm. That's really slow.
Yeah. He's really behind. He can't do a lot. That's why he's not getting involved with his defenses. He's trying to find his first set of farm in the jungle. So It's late, but he's on his way there. But you could say the same for Doom, who's got a Midas now. He's going to be behind a little bit. So I think PR knows that running out BBD here in the jungle. That multi immediately puts up borrowed time here, then kind of hunts him down. He's going to try to stall as long as possible with his shield, but he will crumble. And Fear is close, but he can't quite commit. They actually see Fear. Very nice grab, pull him right back into this one. His primal split is back up at the ready. Can he get it off in time? He cannot. PR with a nice burst. Now Zai comes in with Universe, and they're going to get a nice vacuum wall combo. And the relocate though from Ditya does help secure Zai, does help secure Universe, and that is a quick 4-for-1 engagement for PR.
Yeah, this is what I talked about. They got the mobility on their side. They might, RTC might get a courier snipe here, or at the very least they ping them out and know he's there. He has a TP on cooldown and no blink, so if they wanted to pursue him, they could easily kill him, but they're not going to.
Why was his TP on cooldown? Did he try to go bottom and then he's like, no, it's too late?
Maybe he did. Yeah, maybe he did. That must have been it.
Yeah, because he's been up here for quite some time trying to catch up. I mean, he got his Midas and now he already has 1,800 gold, so yeah, he's bringing in some reasonable income for not getting involved too much, because they definitely have a bit of catch-up to do here, especially Universe. Now that he falls, he's even further behind his mechanism. So very uncharacteristic-like of Universe, but I already had questioned the Darkseer grab in this game as far as how its matchup works, but for now, it's going to be Zai.
That was a weird pick.
I mean, it ended up working out because Bristle was in that lane. I didn't get to watch that lane a whole lot because there was a lot of action elsewhere as far as how much the Ion Shell affected his farm, but apparently didn't mess with him a whole lot. I mean, he had Wisp there.
They pushed him out of lane early. Like, I saw him walk back to base early on at level 2, and when he came back, he obviously couldn't contest as much. He almost died, but PvD saved him. Oh, Universe is probably dead.
Yeah, they take out the Ogre bottom lane, and now they make a dive for Universe at the same time, knowing that there's one bottom. They quickly take care of Universe. The Darkseer again going to be prolonged from his mechanism. Zai dives on through, but he's going toe-to-toe with Ditya and Viper, and, well, they kind of have their way with him. And Zai quickly goes down. This Huskar pick for 2-3 fights now hasn't really amounted to a whole lot. And looks like Power Rangers have a nice thing going here with this Ditya Bristleback and all of his Crimson Guard glory. It's proven to be hard to crack this thick shell. And now they're putting attention on this tier 2 tower, bringing it down to half-life. RTC's still farming elsewhere. He's making it go on mid lane, trying to finish off that tier 1 mid. And bottom is still Fear, who, after he picked off that Ogre, not looking to get back and involved with the team.
Yeah, EG lost. RTC's dead here. He's not going to get the tower. He's going to denied.
Oh, wow. They relocate back and quickly take down RTZ and deny the tower in his face. Power Rangers back with a vengeance. I don't know. You know, EG, I mean, they got flexible with their draft, of course. They are playing on Luxembourg. Do you think with those two together, they're just not kind of playing...
The Luxembourg shit is a cop-out. Like,
I know it is, but maybe that's in their mind. Plus the crazy draft.
If a little bit of ping makes your play so bad that it makes you lose a game, then it's not the ping issue, it's something else. I mean, it's annoying. It might change the way of which heroes you draft. Like, I wouldn't want to place personally, like, Shadow Fiend on Lux. Like, certain heroes like that require very minute differences in where you move, but other than that. But as far as the draft, like, yeah, like, I think Huskar actually was a fine pick. I think he got a little over-aggressive in the Roshan. I think that made a huge opening for PR. Without that, it's a completely different game. But yeah, like you mentioned, the Darkseer pickup was just, I don't know. It hasn't done anything this game. It's kind of, the wall has been a little bit annoying in fights, but not really too effective.
They could, I mean, the walls always have tremendous late game potential. As the enemy does get stronger, the wall gets better, and you know, you Ditya here, who does have a plate mail. If this is like an AC, let's say, that AC ends up becoming EG's benefit if they do catch this Bristle on that wall, so there's potential there, but he definitely has a steep hill to climb to get this Darkseer into like true teamfight contention. Now with pretty much just a mechanism as far as true core items, he's got a long way to go. I mean, if he wanted to favor some initiation in his own right, he needs to still get a hold of a blink. If he kind of wants to, I don't know, really take advantage of that wall and take advantage of getting a hold of Bristle, he could always go Agnems, I suppose, but those kind of items are a long ways away for the time being.
Are you talking Ags on the Doom? Or
on the Darkseer. I know we don't see it a whole lot often, but in this kind of game, he might get a lot out of his wall, especially from someone like Bristle. You never really know.
I mean, it would certainly be good, but he wouldn't get it for like
that's what I'm saying. It'd be a long time, but you know, with the game as it is, the rubber band, you never really know. I mean, PR do have an AK advantage, so at this point, BG get a couple of team advantages, which it continues to struggle here. Mid lane, we get a nice lasso on Arteezy. He does get a Doom off on the full life Viper, but that's not going to really do anything, and it was just a quick snag. That mobility, once again, coming into play as Power Rangers take advantage of Arteezy by his lonesome in that mid lane, take him out. That sends Wisp back up to the top lane near where Universe is, but even he is happy to kind of defend in his own right. So now PR pushing high ground. They're going for this tier 3. EG, do they have a strong defense here? We'll have to see.
Yeah, well, they don't have Wisp as he's making his way there. He has a point booster, by the way, which is very...
Oh, they make a jump in. Zai gets hit with a multi. Nice vacuum, though. Catches him right by the wall. And Zai trying to man up. They do manage to burst down Viper and Ogre. Now they turn back into Dinga's in trouble. Nice toggle right there. Aegis is going to be used. And now they put their attention here on Mag. But Zai ultimately will go down. Is that a bad toggle or something? They end up just falling to a Firefly?
Oh, Fear is 3-2-2ing his team right now. Zai went in on the bat, and then Fear threw him up in the air before he connected, and then Zai just died to Firefly as he toggled.
Oh man, oh man.
Oh man.
Alright. Oh, can't get off in time, not that it would stop him. There is a quick TP out there from your Wisp to send him back to base, and well, it's still PR getting a lot out of these fights. Zai does fall. It looked like there was a nice opportunity. It was a beautiful setup from Universe getting the vacuum wall in a nice spot, but bit of clowny stuff there at the end ultimately allowed them to feed over an extra kill there in Zai, and they couldn't quite add all the attention they wanted onto Mag's Batrider. So he makes his way out, so does your Wisp, and they only lose the Aegis on Ditya. Now Ditya turns his sights on Fear. Fear without that split, he's just going to be slowly melted away here if he doesn't get any sort of help, and it's not going to come. So Fear will go down. There he goes. Condolences to him, as now PR. It's their game. It's their game to throw. It's their game to hand over to EG, and we'll see what they do with this much of an advantage as they press towards that 10K mark, man.
Yeah, they might decide to go high ground now again, just with the split being down. Oh, it's only down for... Like, he'll have it up when he respawns, so...
Yeah.
But that might be enough time to get the tower at the very least. Maybe a little bit of damage with the Ranger X or something. They don't have Wisp with them. It is going to be a full AC here for Ditya. He actually has enough for it. Very strange that he wouldn't go for a pipe. I know that AC is amazing and all, but pipe is so good to see.
You already see Zai. They already want the shield and the heal farm. There's the wall. It catches on Bristle, so they have that AC now on their side. Can they make use of it, though? Arteezy gets stunned, pushed back, and it's still PR asserting their dominance as they press into the base. Tier 3 will fall. Now Ditya, comfortable with all health, they turn back with a nice beat on that, but he might pay for his own life here as Ditya is just constantly zoning him back with his big muscular body, but he also keeps giving him the AC charge there with the illusion, but he doesn't care. Now he's cycloned up. They lose Wisp for Doom. Can they get another here? EG looking to get a little on the way out. Zai jumps in from behind, but the Bristle's still being a bit of damage. He will fall. Nice grab there from EG. Now cycloning up. Their next target going to be the Ogre here. And without that, it looks like he might have to leave his ally behind. Trying to get something on Zai. Zai turns towards him. J4 is still under pressure here. Vacuum catches them both together, and they get both. Big fight, big defense right there from EG. Even though they lose their tier 3, they take down all PR. And that's the rubber band I'm talking about, man. That could be step 1 for EG to come right back into this.
Yeah, a couple things. Viper, like, really wanted to kill the Doom and walked through a wall and got doomed in the process just to kill the Doom. I don't think that was worth it. I think Doom was already out of the fight, had to go heal, and he wasn't going to do anything other than go heal. So I think pursuing the Doom was a big mistake by Cheshire Cat. Also, I think the Wisp needs to stop tethering Bristleback and start focusing on whoever is taking more damage. Because if he was tethering the Viper there while he was doomed, Viper would have taken like no damage, and it would have easily saved him. Bristleback's getting thrown up in the air every single fight anyway, so I think the Wisp needs to focus his hurt teammates a little bit more rather than going into a mindset of, I'm going to tether Bristleback every fight.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that. They were also really dancing around that wall. There's another great place ball from Universe right at the front gate, and they just kept moving in and out of it. And that Bristle illusion, if targeted properly, could do a lot of damage to the other parts of his team. So
with the AC aura now too, yeah.
And that aura, they got a lot. I mean, he must have ran in and out of that freaking thing like 3 or 4 times, just kind of freely giving that to EG. So they're just all getting in the extra bit of durability and that AC bonus. So that's
makes you wonder even more why you wouldn't go for a pipe over an AC and give them a free aura like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like pipe is just so good here. If he goes pipe, and now that the casual cloak stacks with the extra magicka prevention. Like it's really, really good here. Like look at EG's lineup. It's all magic. Every bit of it is magic damage. So
yeah, you wouldn't think about it just looking at him initially, but it's definitely there. It's potent and strong, and Bristle, he's happy with just kind of going with armor, which, yeah, don't get me wrong, he has plenty of it, but I think he might want to consider building up a little bit extra resistance, so we'll have to see what they decide to do. Wisp is another one to hold it, but as you already pointed out, he's got a soul booster now. I'm not too sure what that's about. We'll have to find out what he decides to do with it. I mean, the guy likes balls, I suppose. Anyways, Cheshire Cat, they make a jump on Viper. Zai leading the charge with his ultimate. Nice real game, pulls him briefly out, but I don't know if Mags could get away with this blast, so he's already very low on life. And now Arteezy being the focal point here from PR, but meanwhile on the bottom line, you see them making it go on Ogre. So a very split apart fight. It's going to be Zai jumping in, and once again on Viper, vacuum pulls back him and Wisp towards the wall. The Bristle this time walking around that wall, not going to give him the benefit, and now he's looking to dish out the Quill damage. Cheshire taking very nicely healed up from that Wisp. Mags hanging on the outskirts. Now they turn towards Zai. Zai will end up being taken out, the first casualty of this skirmish, and now it's going to be Ogre. They catch him out on the backhand side, looking to move around this wall. They press on. Can they grab BPD? They can. They blink forward. They get a hold of him. The nuke coming out from Arteezy, but Mac blinks away. And now it forces EG back to their base. It's a 2-for-1 trade in a very hot and hasty kind of a fight. Just a bit all over the place, but still PR's advantage, so it looks like they might consider pressing on and seeing if they can do any sort of damage on this barracks.
That was
you still have a split down.
That was exactly what I said. If you watch the Wisp, his effectiveness in that fight, it was like so much better. Like he tethered the hurt heroes, which is the Viper this time. Might still be surprising.
Mixes both. Cheshire Cat maybe in a bit of trouble here. There's a relocate if necessary. Max is actually going to pull back Universe here. They're going to go for the easiest target to break down. And they do take down Darkseer. Now they put their sights on Fear. Viper Strike pulled out. Zai is back now, and so is Arteezy. But Arteezy needs 9 more seconds for Doom. Zai TP's in, gets Yules up there from Mag, and now he's caught between 4 heroes. He needs some help. He wants to push that far outside the base. It is going to be saved there from PPD and the shield. And Cheshire Cat's still dancing, goes right into Doom. A bit of deja vu for this Viper. Eats it. Now gets forced back and away, but I don't think it's going to be enough to save him. He ends up going down. Nice nuke coming out from Arteezy, finishes him off. So no deny can be granted. And now they're pressing towards Ditya, soaking in that damage. Primal Split's going to be pulled out, and Wisp does save Ditya a little bit, pulling him way far and ahead. But they end up catching up with Ogre. Ogre does end up going down. Meanwhile, caught behind. They're pinging out here to get a hold of this ward. It looks like for now. No, it's Wisp.
Oh, nicely done.
Yep, nice TP as he gets to the high ground. Mag flies over, and they make it away.
Yeah, nice communication there with the Wisp. Really well played. They basically only got the Ogre for the split. That was all they could get. So nicely done by Wisp. Wisp is playing a lot better now in the last 5 minutes than he was in the team fights before. But this is going to be a Roshan attempt here. Magus, he's fighting it out.
This is scary. Batrider's one of the best. You know, it's a flame break, he's jumping, but he goes really early for this one. And right to the arms of Ditya, so they're hoping to get a big team fight here. Now Mag does sacrifice himself for this. They do get hold of Zai, and Zai will also be taken down in exchange with a quick buyback from the Batrider. If he can quickly get here, he can still contest Aegis, but he's too far away. Roach will fall, but they're going to try and make a pay on the way out. Ditya burrows forward. It looks like it's going to be Doom who grabs that Aegis, but PPD will quickly be taken down. The Aegis will be used. Power Rangers will take him down once more, and that Roach ended up not being worth it. Nice sacrifice from Mag to really disrupt the EG flow on going for that Roach. They take out Zai, and then they kind of just stroll themselves in there and take the fight.
Dude, this Wisp is 2-1-15, and now has a Bloodstone with 12 charges on it. So he's very tanky. He can cast that overcharge for a long time to heal up people and save them from damage, which I guess is good. Very interesting pickup in its own right, but yeah, the Roshan, there was a nice initiation by Bat, even though he died and it seemed kind of a weird initiation. He stalled. He stalled for long enough. Roshan clapped and did so much damage to the 3 members of EG that were still doing it. And it took him way too long and took him way too much damage to finish off that Roche.
They're getting some serious damage here on the mid lane. They could take a set of racks here, and it looks like they will. The glyph was it even used? Yeah, it was used already. I was clicked on a different structure, but they get that mid set right there, and they pull back. They know that a lot of the ults are on cooldown. People are still coming back from the grave, and PR capitalized. They take out a quick set of racks, and they step back. So with this kind of momentum, they probably just look to regroup, farm up a bit, make sure all the waves are pushed out past the river, and they could just make another go into the base while they have this kind of advantage.
I'm still wondering why Didier is not getting, at the very least, a casual cloak. But I'm telling you, man,
he's not gonna let it up.
I'm not. It's so good here.
I'm telling you, he likes to go greedy and hard. This kid doesn't like defensive items. He doesn't like getting BKBs on his clinks or anything like that. He wants to go. He wants to go fast.
Hard in the paint, huh?
He wants to just go hard. He wants to be a. He wants to be a beast.
Speaking of hard, Zai's got his spear and ready to go.
And here we go. Here comes the stiff one as he jumps. Wow, Michael Jordan, if you will, right across from the free throw line to get a hold of Ditya on this one. Now Ditya in wall of his own. With that pipe, no pipe, and now they rotate in. Viper, a huge vacuum wall though from Universe brings them all together like one big happy family. And it's going to be Zai jumping a hold of Viper, but Wisp right there able to bring him back from whence they came. And poor Ogre's like, what the hell? He gets ripped apart, and it's going to be a sweet double kill right there for Zai. EG pull back a fight there after a devastating Roche engagement.
The cheese played dividends there. I think he had it, right? I don't know why RTC went from nothing to full. So I'm assuming that was the cheese.
Yeah.
Yes, that was really
quickly
good for
gobbled
him.
up the cheese and the Aegis, used the Aegis quickly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Or maybe someone else picked it up and then they, I think
gave
maybe
it to him.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
That's a good theory as well. Chat probably saw it, they know. I'm probably gonna be a retard, so.
Dire's
Goddamn
top tower
idiot.
has fallen.
Goddamn casting idiot Dan's team. Anyways, they're making it go here. Cheshire Cat, he might be caught out here. I wasn't expecting EG to get so aggressive, but they are.
What was he doing?
Oh, Wisp tried to tether there at the last second. Obviously didn't have relocate, but was trying to get him a little bit of extra aim with benefit of that bloodstone, but it is going to be mad grabbing Universe pulling him into base. Zai's like, let's dance, baby. Jumps in on Wisp. Wisp blows up, and so does the bat. Zai is now on a killing spree. EG take two big fights, throwing it all out there. Man, oh man, PR now behind.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know. That was throws, perhaps.
Oh, look who's bottom. Ditya and Wisp taking advantage of that relocate. They're trying to take some structures here inside the base. Only RTC to defend, and they'll relocate back to base. So then, you know, that's that side plays. They like to play time to time here on PR, and I don't know how much it's going to be to their beneficiaries. So we'll have to see. They go up forward. They'll push back. There's still no real base damage done from EG. They already had that tier 2 top. There's still two more tier 2s to grab here for EG side, but those fights certainly help.
That Viper was just totally out of position. He didn't. They were pushing, and then they were still moving in that lane, so there was no question as to where EG was going after they pushed that tier 2 tower, and he was still up there by the by that ward spot. Maybe he just didn't expect him to have a ward. I don't know. That was a very weird position for Cheshire Cat to be in. He's also very under-farmed. I feel like he should have a lot more farm than this. He's only got Ag's mech. That's it. 36 minutes. I feel like that's very, very low for a Viper at this stage of the game. Also, I want to point out that I totally messed up Ogre's name in the beginning. I called him ESFX, but I feel like that's the sponsor.
I didn't call you out on that. I'm sorry. Well, I didn't want to feel bad. I'm like,
it's okay to call me an idiot. I would have called me an idiot too.
It's okay. It's J4. It's a tiny name caught right in the middle of two different big sponsor names, so can't blame you on that one. Tiny meat and a big breaded sandwich. You don't like that. So he goes back to base. He'll heal on up on his Ogre. He would love to get Agnum Scepter. An Ogre with Ags is just so deceptive, and you can be easily underrated as far as the true damage potential he could put out there. He could put some serious hurting on someone like a Universe or what have you if he gets some nice multis out. So he's desperately trying to pull that together. We already talked about how Viper doesn't really have a whole lot. 2.2k would love to build up another item here on top of already his mech and his Agnums. Universe on the other side, he is going for the Agnums on his wall. So after getting the initiation from the Blink Dagger, he's looking to make that wall do some serious pain because he's been setting him up pretty fantastically up to this point. So pushes down the bottom lane with a couple of ion shells, and it looks like for now, both teams just taking it nice and easy.
Yep, nice and easy. Maybe Roshan is the next point of engagement. There's just casual port feathers with the magic stick. But as far as the graphs are concerned, it's actually a very even game. Dead even. I mean, obviously they're upper racks. This is where the extra movement and just global map presence really plays a role. So that's where Wisp is really good in games like this. In games in the mid to late game, just being able to catch someone off. Batrider can find them with a smoke, and then you spot someone out, you lasso, and then the rest is history with a relocate. So they're able to do that to one or two heroes. It really cripples the lineup of EG, especially if it's actually any of them, really, except for the Abaddon maybe, but those other four are really good pickoffs.
So Ditya now with 3,300 gold as he cleans up these Ancients. Curious to see if he's going to just continue to try to go beast mode. Maybe get something like a heart. Has a lot of strength onto this bad boy, but we'll have to see where he builds it from here. I'm trying to rattle my brain when I saw Loda play it against Secret. He had a full 6-slotted bristleback. That was just kind of a fiend at some point. And I'm not quite sure how he built it from here. I mean, it's a nice setup to start things off. He probably got 1 point of BKB just because he got it. But for this bristleback and Ditya style, I don't know what he's going to decide to invest in from here. Another big pickup, as we see right there, though, is going to be Arteezy. He gets double Doom now. He's got Refresher. Agnums, too.
Yeah, that's really good against... Honestly, at this stage, the bristleback, because I know in theory, you can just say, I can Panda ult and just throw the bristleback up in the air, which is good, but which is better? I think just dooming him and just... Then he is not a problem whatsoever. You don't have to worry about him for only, like, 5 seconds after a tornado. It's just, that problem's solved. Like, I don't have to worry about that issue anymore. Like, so I think, I don't know, it's hard for bristleback, because at the same time, I want to see him get a BKB, because being able to, like, if he doesn't get doomed and he has a BKB, he's going to have full reign in these fights.
Yeah.
But if he gets doomed, it's like, BKB is useless, so it's kind of an iffy situation. That's where it's just, I think that EG, as far as that's concerned, has a little bit of a draft edge on that hero. But, yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard.
And we'll see here, EG smoke up. They're going to spread through their own jungle and see if anyone's lurking in the wrong neighborhood here. They're going to potentially get caught up. Nope. Quickly on the retreat is going to be Ditya and Wisp. They will not have that benefit. They are circled out already. They predict the movement's coming, and they're not going to fall for anything. But, yeah, I have to agree with that. Now with 2 Dooms, though, so you Doom up Bristle. Do you still also Doom up Viper so that these 2 big right-clickers, these 2 big damage dealers really are just as effective as a creep for the duration while Arteezy's still around?
Or the Wisp. I think dooming the Wisp is not too bad either, but yeah, obviously the 2 best targets would be Bristle and Viper if you can. The only problem is I think Arteezy really needs a blink. Like, if I'm PR right now and I saw that if I can see that he has Refresher Ags with no blink, I use everything on Doom. Absolutely everything and kill him. And then if you die, you can buy back if you need to, but if they use everything on Doom and he doesn't have double ult, I think they are heavily ahead in these team fights.
We'll see. Mid lane, EG pushing back this bit of an advancement coming out as Matt continues to harass him. He's been constantly flirting with his EG side, and Zai's had enough. He was just like bull rushing forward. He's like, if I'll get my ult on you, I will go for it. And Matt quickly does blink back. This allows Ogre to kind of split push from the top with a bit of an ignite play, and bottom is still going to be Bristle and Wisp, so PR finding farm all over the map, taking the creeps well past the river, farming out their own jungle, and occasionally creeping into the EG side. Well, EG kind of with that buddy-buddy system here for the past couple of minutes, just kind of moving as a group, not deterring too far from each other. This is probably the furthest they're going to be spread as these 3 guys here. You got Zai, PPD, and Fear roaming towards the Roche neighborhood as they continue to scout it out. They put down the ward, they pick it out immediately, and it's going to be Matt who jumps in. You can see PPD pulls him to the high ground here, so Matt's going to be stuck. Oh, he 4-steps forward, but not off the cliff, unfortunately. PPD now to watch from the high ground. Puts the heal out there on Wisp as this Wisp is taken down. Very nice wall once again. And now Ditya might be under pressure here. It's going to be Zai who's going to be ulted up in the air, but they also cyclone up the Ogre. Are they going to double back for the Ogre? They haven't quite committed on him yet. Instead, they're going right for Ditya. Zai caught between 3 though, trying to man up. Turns, he can't even turn that quick because of it, but manages to finish off Ditya. Now opening up a Cheddar Cat. Zai cleaning house, dominating. Now they turn. Triple kill for Arteezy as PR begin to fall. The buyback even from Ditya gets him a little too late for an extra engagement, so make it 5 all day. Holy moly, EG, man. Quickly jump in and get there quick.
That was a completely blind relocate, because they went on, as you mentioned, I think it was Abaddon was lassoed, and then the relocate was on like 3 heroes just sitting in the river, and they had no vision of that. They just blindly relocated. They wouldn't even know if, like, Doom wasn't even there, but they didn't know that. Like, Doom could have easily been there and destroyed them. I mean, they owned him in the fight anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but just not the best place to fight without vision like that.
Yeah, it looked like they were hoping that they just get a relocate nearby to finish off PPD if he went to the low ground, but without vision, EG's all there, and they got a rude awakening, and that could have cost them their mid lane racks, as they still need about 20 seconds for the other 2 to pop on up. But look at the damage come on out here from EG. Zai is right-clicking at home right now with the AC, with the armlet, Albert all complete. He just kind of pulls back with their winnings in mid lane, while Bottom Ditya still doing a split push thing. Wispy gets out, but he's still yet to come on back as Ditya being chased down now. Wispy's got a long way to tether when he comes back into this one, but he's making it work for it. Now he heads back towards the Wisp. The Wisp shows up. They should change their focus now onto the Wisp. Meanwhile, you see Universe. He does take down Ogre, but bottom lane will continue with Ditya. Now putting the chase on Arteezy. Jesus Christ, they're working so hard to get this done. They will eventually bring him down. Now they turn back towards Fear. Fear might have to just fight his way as long as he can, but nope, PBD shows up. Now Wisp, under pressure, is going to be forced to go down, as Ditya does make instead a quick retreat, I think, at the right time. And man, that was a long engagement bottom lane, and like I said before, at the same time, they do manage to take down the Ogre. So 2 for 1, and the buyback on Arteezy.
Yep, well, they got the melee racks at least for EG. And now I think this is EG's game to lose. I think that this is the part of the game where they're just way too tanky. And they just simply don't have enough damage on PR. The good damage they have is from Bristleback with all the stacks, which is amazing. His damage is ridiculous when he gets max stacks on that. But with a miss chance from Panda, he's hitting, what, a fifth at a time, if that? Yeah. So it doesn't really do too much. And now he's going for a bath. I don't like his item choices. And now
he would help with the right click, but now they see him, they pull out the Doom. It's going to be Mag who jumps in though. Last was going to be Melee taken care of from PPD, and the relocate is going to pull them back just a little bit away from danger. But now EG pressing on. Zai jumps right on in, going for Cheshire Cat. Can he right click it home here? Zai dealing with a lot of damage, but Universe steps in, nice vacuum wall. Shiva's going to be popped out, and now Wisp trying to desperately get away. This could be dire straits here for Power Rangers as the jump-in comes outside. They're bringing down the beast. Ditya slowly withered down, and they do get it done. It's a triple kill for Fear as Wisp tries to retreat with Ogre. Arteezy blinks forward into Viper. Viper gets thrown up in the air, and I think ultimately EG should be able to claim this one home, even with Zai with such low life. Ultra kill from Fear. Rampage down Wisp. Oh man, yep, nice. Back in again. They clean out all 5 without losing anyone. EG take the game right back from any sort of opportunity from PR. Even on the Luxembourg server, they get it done. Props to them.
Okay, even on the Luxembourg server. All right. They went through that crazy thing and owned them on that 2-second delay.
Hey, they started it.
They started it, did they?
With the ping complaining. I'm just building.
Did they complain about ping?
Still though, Zai was just mocking about it when he went down to Roche.
Oh, but he's on luck. Okay, whatever. Oh, whatever.
Okay. All
right, that's 15.2 fantasy points for Fear. I don't know what this ever means because I don't do this stuff, but that's a lot.
I haven't either. But when it's negative, a lot of people find a lot of thrill out of that. Yeah. So that means you didn't do good at all, I guess.
Yeah, I know. Like
Fear's the big winner.
Like look at Ogres, for instance, 3 and 9, but he still got 4.3. You got to be pretty bad to go negative. So
I guess it could also depend if you're a support player or a carry player. I don't know how the formula works. That's a question for someone else. But with that said, though, that ends and concludes our 2-game series here between EG and Power Rangers. It's EG who are going to walk away with a nice 2-0 win over PR, putting them much further ahead. I believe they're at 6-1 or 7-1 now, as I will quickly bring up the charts. Yeah, this will bump them up to now 7-1 in the Group A standings, putting them neck to neck with Virtus Pro. Fortunately for Power Rangers, this puts them down now to 1-7, more than likely out of contention of getting into the top 4 and onto the playoff series for Dota Pit. But always a pleasure to cast here for Dota Pit. You know, a quick shout out, of course, temporarily to their sponsors. You got, of course, Sennheiser and Twitch themselves. Trouf, it was a pleasure. I'm not sure exactly yet if you'll be joining me or not for the next series. We'll find out momentarily, but if it's not, a pleasure as always, my friend. Do you have any last call-out, shout-out kind of things before we let you go?
Oh, well, just thanks for having me, man. And thanks to everyone tuning in. Some good games.
Good games, good times. Catch him on his Twitter. Show your love and support over at Trouf Dota and myself. Catch me on my Twitter at Coddle Guy. We'll be back in just a small break for our next matchup, which is going to be Complexity taking on 4 Anchors. So let's do it. Hang back, sit tight. We'll be back momentarily.